Welcome back, everyone, to Mirch Masala Marriage, the podcast where we spice up love, laughter, and life. We are your host,
Resh
and Abhi. And this guy, I think Ace is now honorary member of our podcast because he's been always chilling here. Well, on this podcast, we talk about what? Marriage, parenting, and just having fun, our unfiltered takes. And sometimes I have a feeling in future it's going to heat up here. So it's going to get spicy too.
Where did that come from?
I don't know. I just have a feeling, So today we are talking about one of the highly requested topic that we got in our DM when we posted a story that we are recording our next podcast. And that is love marriage versus arranged marriage. So Resh, what was your thought process when you grew up? Like, did you ever think that you will get married the tradition way, the arranged way, or you always had in your mind that, you know what, I'm just gonna skip the arranged marriage and just stick to love marriage?
So for me, growing up, somehow back in my mind, I always knew, or at least I wanted it, right? That I always wanted to date. I always wanted to go find something on my own. That was my thing from beginning somehow. I mean, again, and luckily, obviously that happened.
Right.
I want to find somebody who I want to know them before I actually can get married, right?
So I think the dating concept, right? Like
Yes.
you always had that in your mind that I wanted to date somebody or at
Get
least
to know the person who
Right.
I'm actually gonna get married to. I wanted it, like that was somehow always there in my mind, and I'm glad it happened the way I wanted it. But it could be a manifestation, who knows? But just saying. But no, so for me, from get-go, I was very clear on that.
It just happened.
Yeah, it just happened to
Yeah.
happen that way.
So that's good. Like you had a vision, right? And then,
Yeah.
And how was your, like, did you ever talk to your parents about
Actually,
it?
I did.
Okay.
I still remember, I don't know how old I was, but I still remember I think I told my mom, eventually when I get married, I don't want to get married. Like I want to know the person or my partner before I actually get married to.
Right.
I remember vaguely, if I remember, it has to be like, obviously in my 15, 16, I don't even
Yeah,
know
like
how
teen
old
years,
were.
yeah,
But I
yeah,
actually did discuss with my mom. Actually, I mentioned it to her that's what is in my mind. I'm like, how can I just get married? And again, you're young. You don't know. You don't know much about how arranged marriages are. And again, that doesn't mean you don't date them or like you don't meet them. It's not like that. We know that now, obviously. But at that point, I think, how in movies, I think this is how I started in movies.
This is interesting. Okay, even I didn't know this story. So carry on.
So I remember in Indian movies, they show like, the guy is coming to see this girl and all that. And the girl has to bring the cha or whatever it is.
Yes,
or like
yes.
some kind of juice or something. And everybody's sitting in the main
Right.
room,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Whatever. And
Yeah.
the girl is walking. So I'm like, so I just had that in my mind.
Like it's a visual
Yes.
thing in your mind.
So
like
I'm like, oh my God, I just don't want to do that. That was my biggest reason
See?
to not go for arrangement, because I always just thought, that's how it works, right?
Right.
That you're going to meet the person first time like that. And somehow I'm like, no, I think it's going to be so awkward for me. I don't want to do this. What if I spill the cha or whatever? Like, I don't know. I had all these things going on.
and this is all because of Bollywood.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, it is like so.
Yeah, I've never seen it. And I feel like even growing up, I've never seen anybody getting
in your
married.
family, yeah. But again, like, so your parents were love marriage.
Yeah.
Your foy had a love marriage. So in your immediate family, you never have seen
No.
somebody getting arranged marriage.
Yeah.
So I think that's why you had that Bollywood influence, I would say.
So whatever I saw,
Yes,
I just
Bollywood-
thought it was true.
That's why people hate Bollywood, because it does screw up your mind, or at least it leaves
well,
this
you
wrong
should be
impression.
thankful that it screwed up my mind. But anyhow, but what I'm trying to say.
I got it.
All I
Yeah.
saw was what was in the movies, how they do it. And
You
I'm
kind
like,
of picturize that in real
yeah.
life happening.
I'm
yeah.
like, oh my God, if I have to do that, I just don't want to do that. And that was my drive not to have arranged marriage. Until later in life, of course, I learned that, hey, that's not how it works.
Right, it works. Yeah, it's different.
But so I think that was my story. That's my story. why I wanted it. It wasn't like
That is very detailed story. I love it. And I actually had no idea that this was the main reason.
you
Like
asked
all
me if
these
you ever
years.
talked about it. I'm like, why would I
Yeah.
say something like that? But then I remembered mentioning to my mom, I'm like, I don't want to do this.
Yeah.
I think we were watching something.
Yeah.
I'm like, I really don't want to do this.
I think it gave you that ick, right?
Yeah.
Like it was like,
I'm
this
not doing this.
me.
And
Yeah.
my other thing was, I'm like, I don't even know how to make chai at that point, or what if I spill it? I never, you know what I'm like.
Right.
A lot of things were going on, and I guess that's just my
That's how-
drive.
yeah.
Not taking chai for anybody.
I'm not bringing job for anyone. I'm just drinking for myself.
Making it for myself. But yeah.
So for me, I had never thought about either love or arranged marriage.
Oh wow.
But I have experienced the scene that you imagine, right? Like I have lived through it for my cousin, for my brother, because my mom's side, my mom's side is a big family. My mom has they're 5 sisters and 2 brothers. So there's 7, and then everybody has 2 to 3 kids, right? So it's a big family. I'm one of the youngest one. So I had seen this arranged marriage happening.
Is he okay?
He is fine. He's just
Dude, you
coughing.
scare me.
You talk about it. He's giving me this fan. Like people who are listening on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, Ace is right now laying down on Resh and he's wiggling his tail at a max speed, so it feels like I'm sitting next to a fan. So Resh now he's changing his position.
Resh, Ace is changing the
No. I'm telling you, he's changing the position. Okay, now he's in my lap, so now it's better. So now the fan's
gonna be on my side.
to your side. Buddy, you gotta lay down. There you go. Perfect. Okay. So I have seen and I have gone to these meetings, the arranged marriages, and I want to share this experience. So this was for one of my older cousin, one of my Masi's daughter. She was married by then. She's way older. And she found this family for one of my cousin, a male. So he's a guy, my cousin. And we were going to see the girl because he was at a job. He was out of town. And this was in my hometown in Ahmedabad. So me, Mama Mami, and Masi's daughter, we went there. And I just drove them because they came from Surat. So I drove them, and then just like what you explained, right? So we go inside the house, and I have no clue because I was young. I think I was first year of college or 12th grade. I don't even know. So I go inside, and we're sitting, everybody's talking, and they started asking me. I was in a college. I was in HA. So they asked me like which college you go to, and I said this one. And all of a sudden, at that time they brought juice. I think.
Oh, see, it's
not
okay.
not tea.
Not tea anymore.
Because it was a hot day. It was like a summer in Ahmedabad, right? So they brought it.
Soda?
And no, I mean I don't remember. Maybe soda. Maybe it was cold drink. Let me just put it that way. So she brought it out, and I'm clueless that this is the girl. Like this is the bride to be. She gave it to everyone.
That's why you watch Bollywood.
Yeah, probably. I did watch, but I didn't pay attention to this kind of detail that the girl comes with this thing. So I'm just like, okay, and then I'm waiting. I'm like, when is she gonna come out? And then she sat and she started talking to me, asking questions, because I was only younger one, and she was also probably like a few years older than me. And then I realized, it hit me that, this is the girl they're talking about. And I felt she looked older, right? So I didn't realize that it was actually the girl for that. And then I'm like, this is weird. Like, is this how everybody gets married? I'm like, that was like my first experience, right? And then usually what happens is when the guy and the girl, they meet, the family sends them in a different room to talk, like one-on-one, or they leave, whatever.
Yeah.
In most cases, like if there are multiple people sitting in the living room, they'll tell them, hey, go into the next room or whatever. It didn't happen in this case, but it felt very uncomfortable.
See, that's the thing.
It was very uncomfortable for me. And again, you already had your mindset.
My Bollywood.
Yeah, like Bollywood already gave you the direction that you want to go to. I had no clue, but I felt very uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Maybe because I was out of the picture. I was like a third wheel kind of a person. But it was very weird. And the funny thing is, my own brother, when his arranged marriage and when his thing happened, I wasn't the one who went there for whatever reason. And it just got decided, right? Like, so he came back.
They obviously saw
so usually it usually takes like what, maybe like few days, a week. Within a week, they tell. When they came home, they're like, yeah, he liked the girl liked him, and so it's done. And I'm like, wait, what? That's it? Like they're gonna get married? And it was at that time I think it was in 12th grade or something. It was before the college. And I'm like, wow, like this is it. Like my brother's getting married, right? So and then when they do the Kacho Rupi or Sawa Rupi or whatever that's called, that's when I actually went to their house and saw my bhabhi, and I'm like, okay, all right, fine, And it was awkward, right? Because now this person, all of a sudden this person is going to come live with us. Yeah. And I'm like, okay, I guess, I have to be nice and, get adjusted to you. And she has to do the same thing because she's leaving her family and coming to our house. But the entire process was something which I was not ready for.
Yeah.
I think that's the right way to say it. Like, I wasn't ready for it. It was like a shock to me. It was like, wait, what? Like, this is how it works. And the first scenario the story I shared about my cousin, it was after that. Because this time, I didn't go on my brother's.
So you didn't know how it actually worked.
I had no idea how it works. Yeah. And then this time I'm going without the groom himself or the guy who's in the picture. And that was also awkward.
Has to be there.
He wasn't there. It was just mama, mommy, and my cousin.
Oh.
So my cousin brother, he was at work. He couldn't come.
Must be awkward for her too, because then if the groom is not even there.
No, but they showed the picture. So they shared, they had the bio
but she
data.
didn't even get to see the person who she
not
was
in real life,
to.
but it didn't even move forward after that.
Okay.
They just said, I don't think so. It's going to work out for my son or whatever.
Well, I didn't know that happens. I didn't know that would happen too, that you just go see the girl without even
Yeah, that happens too. Yeah, so then I came to know about that as well, that, not necessarily the boy is always there. Yeah. Even the parents go and say,
they like it
that
forward.
If this vibe or this person would fit our family or not, then we go next step.
Yeah.
And I think in that case, it just never moved to the next step. So, and I don't remember I even asked or followed up, like what happened, Yeah. But that was it. But you're right.
For you, it was those things that day.
Left an impression. But again, I was not that I'm against it. I wasn't against it, but it just felt very uncomfortable. It was not natural.
Yeah.
And I think that's the difference. And then luckily we met in our time, and I think it just worked out. But
again, we met as a friend, right?
Yeah,
so that's the other thing too. It was not like, even when I met you first, it was never intentional.
Like right away, it's like, oh, this is it,
Yeah. So we just we met as a friend, and then we grew.
And I think that's the other thing, right? In arranged marriage, you meet, then you decide,
get to know
right?
them later.
No, but you. So the way it works, the workflow is the boy and girl sees, the family meets each other, everybody likes, okay, done deal. But then there is a period of 3 to 6 months.
Yeah, that's
kind of a dating after.
Once everything is done.
It's like doing the background check before.
Yeah.
Right? And then start dating.
Yeah.
And in the dating period is very short. So it's like 3 to 6 months.
Yeah.
If it's beyond 6 months, it's a society thing, right? Oh, why it's taking so long?
Why are they taking so long?
Something's wrong.
I think maybe now things are changing.
I'm pretty sure it's changed. Yeah.
Because we know somebody who waited for like a whole entire year.
Yeah.
Which is obviously not it's not every time. I think it's not, how do I put it? It's not common that you find that, but you do still after a year they're going to get married. And
exactly.
So it's still, I think it's changing a little bit.
It's still happening that the dating period might be extended. Longer, and I think it's because now both the girl and the boy are more career
Oriented.
So I think they want to focus and they want to hit those milestones before they say, okay, now, let's get married and like do everything together. So I think that's what
the shift is there.
That's the shift right now. But before it was like 3 to 6 months, and then they decide in those 3 to 6 months, like now let's do the official engagement and then
no, I think they have to get.
They usually do like so
I thought
when
they kind of get
the two family agrees, then I think after few months, 1 or 2 months, they do the actual engagement with like the extended
and then
family.
After 6 months, it's
and then I think
wedding.
between 3 to 6 months they do the wedding.
Usually
I think
wedding.
depend on like the Janmakshars and the dates and everything.
I thought that gets done first too.
Janmakshar
Janmakshar
gets fun. Yeah, you're right.
So.
No, I was talking about Panchang, right? Like looking at the better, like auspicious
I'm
day.
pretty sure the Janmakshar
Yeah,
is
I think
the first
that's
thing if the family is involved.
Again, that's like part of a background check process, right? Like if the gun are meeting or not, and then you move
that has
forward.
To be that
I think that's before even you meet.
Probably they see the picture.
No, so the biodata always has the picture. Then they also send the kundali.
Yeah.
With that,
probably,
and then they match that and say if it's compatible or not.
Forward, I think.
Then they would go to the next step, which is they meet. Then it gets official. You start dating, and then you get engaged, and then you get married. So that is basically what the arranged marriage is. This is how the whole thing works. But when it comes to love marriage, I think everything before even the background starts, you meet as a friend, you start dating. I mean, again, in our case, we met as a friend. I think what we have seen here in US, it's, they just go with the mindset of dating. So they use the app. Now everything is like through app, like Dil Mil or, Tinder and all those ones. I mean, it is kind of a background process, right? Like you look at the picture, you see their bio, you see, okay, the similar interests, and then you like message, you start dating. But I think the difference between our marriage and the way we met versus the dating scene and versus the arranged marriage is 3 different tiers. You get it? Like, you have seen people meeting at someone's party and then they like each other and they start dating. But that is kind of what we have. Like we met at a common ground. We began as friends and then we started dating. Versus the dating app is straight dating.
Dating apps,
like you're just going with that
mindset,
one vision, right? That, okay, I'm just going to start dating and that's it.
Yeah.
And arranged marriage is straight up. Is the family good? If the kundali is matching?
You check everything beforehand.
You get everything cleared out and then they get introduced. In dating, you just see the profile, you start dating, and then you get to know more about their background.
Yes.
Right? And the third...
And the profile also, you understand that...
It could be fake, it could be made up. It's a lot.
By the person. So it's not like... It's still not as accurate as, I think, arranged marriage. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like the way they check it.
Yeah.
They check the family, they check the background, they check like
But arranged marriage can have that too, right?
Yeah,
like because it comes through someone.
Some people can hide, some people can pretend.
Someone knows that, this guy is not getting married for a long time, but then they'll make up the good story.
So it can happen.
So it can happen, right? And I think from our sitting is when you're meeting the common people. So you already have that smaller group.
Yeah.
And within that smaller group, you know that, okay, if I'm hanging out with this people, at least they are good people.
Yeah.
Like at least I have a trust in my friend that they're going to hang out with a good people, not just random person.
Yeah.
So you're kind of 1 or 2 steps ahead of both the sides. Because I feel like
before even you actually like each other and go for, you have a choice. Like if you don't like it, you can break up or you can go back. I mean, at that point, family is not involved, right? So you are not like telling every single person, hey, what happened, what not happened.
Yeah.
I guess when it comes to arranged marriage, I feel like if everything is decided, like obviously, the way it's going, but what if after 3 months of like you knowing each other, what if you don't like?
Yeah.
Then it's a lot more involvement with the family, family-wise, then I think you have to tell so many other people.
It's a lot more people involved.
Yeah.
Right? Like, and I think that's why we do see some cases that people just give up and because of the family dynamics, the society pressure, and hey, it's already been declared, so I have no choice to kind of go with it.
But also at the same time, we know so many people. I think most of them went through the arranged marriage. They have successful marriage. It's not like,
of course.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know what you're saying. They're right. Arranged marriages are successful. I'm not saying they're not. Love marriages are successful. Starting from dating to getting married, that is also successful. I think the success rate is everywhere. The thing is, arranged marriage also has that external pressure. So even though sometimes it's not the ideal marriage, but they go through it. Do you know what I'm saying? Because of the family, because of the society. And again, in Indian culture, divorce is a big taboo, right? So it's a big red flag.
Or at least when I feel like back in days, I don't know if maybe
things
it has changed a little bit.
Yeah, it has changed big time. Like since when we got married to now, I think we have seen increase in divorce rates.
Even the people we know or we
know, they were
like
arranged
so
marriage and they got divorced too. So many of them, and lately it happened within last 5-6 years.
Yeah.
And we saw multiple people getting divorced, right? And they all were, not all, but majority of them were like arranged. One or two we know was love. I mean, again, they dated and kids are involved and everything.
It is happening.
It happens on both the side.
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So that's I'm not again. We're not trying to say arranged marriages are bad. We're just sharing our experience, like what we felt as an arranged marriage. The best seating, from my perspective, is the way we met among friends. We started with the friendship, so there was no agenda involved. That I am dating, so I have to clarify this. I have to do this. I have to talk about this. I have to, keep this in mind. I think we met as a friend, and when you become a friend, you're very open. Yeah. You don't have reservations.
I think you don't have to have filter.
Yeah, you don't have filters. You just be yourself.
From I'm not trying to please you or anything, or saying vice versa. You know what I'm saying?
This is who I am. This is if you like me, you like me. If you don't like me, you don't like me.
I think we never made an effort let me, you know what I'm saying? It's just...
Yeah.
Obviously, we were nice to each other, and we are still nice to each other.
No, but we were very transparent. We were who we were, and I think that's what we worked in our case. And we have seen even in love marriage, in arranged marriage, people were like, before we got engaged, the person was different. Right after the engagement, it just
we have heard stories
flipped.
About that.
The person flipped, but I was too late for me at that time, right? So that happens, right? And I think dating wise, I see it this way, that when you're on a date, so you're kind of with a check mark. And does this person do this? Does he have this? Or does she have that? You have a list that you're kind of trying to, you're trying to check off. It's not authentic.
Dating, when you go through this app or when you go through this thing, when you know that you are just going there as just to date somebody, right? Mm-hmm. You are going to have a more clear picture that what do you want, what you don't want.
Right.
And I guess same goes in arranged marriage too. Mm-hmm. I think the questions they initially ask or whatever, I'm pretty sure they have few top 10 or something that has to match.
Parents knows. Right?
Well, parents knows, but I think obviously they talk too.
I'm pretty sure nowadays they
even back then, they always, at least for a few
back then, I think it was
talk.
It was 50-50, right? Some families were involving the kids
but they
also.
But let them talk to each other. I bet.
No. I'm not saying talk.
No. I'm talking about even. I'm not talking about family anymore. I'm just strictly saying. You know what I'm trying.
The boy and the girl. Yeah.
Boy and a girl. When they even go and when they even talk, they would have same thing as dating, that because they know what they are going for.
But it's similar. Do you see what I'm saying? When you're dating someone and when you're doing an arranged marriage, it's exactly the same thing. I'm here with the checklist, 10 right? Questions. I'm here with the 10 questions that I need to see what answers you're giving. Do I like these answers? So you're basically entering in either situation with the mindset of, I have 10 requirements, how many he or she checks off.
Yeah.
Right? Mm-hmm. Versus when you meet in the middle, which is, let's call it a self-arranged, right? So in that situation, because you have no expectation, you're just there in a group seating and you're all friends and you're having a fun, and then you kind of get attracted to that person because one, whether this person is non-filter, whether that person is nicer, everything. Like everything automatically comes together. It's not just the physical attraction or it's not just the personality attraction. I think it's overall experience, right? So in love marriage and arranged marriage, in dating and arranged marriage is different. You're going with the checklist versus when you meet as a common ground. And I think those marriages are far more successful in every way.
Because they already know what
they know exactly what they want.
Yeah.
Who are they getting in with, what life would be with them. Because you kind of already...
I'm pretty sure they also talk about like future plans, right?
Yeah.
And they must be clear at that point. Hey, this is what I want. And maybe she's like, this is like, they'll have something, because I feel like that process also makes people think, right? Like, hey, I'm randomly gonna go meet this person, but when I go, like, this is what I'm thinking, right? They must be like, oh, what am I gonna ask? What do I want? So I think it makes you self-aware, or put you in a position that, hey, you have to at least think what you actually like.
Right.
To even ask that person what they like, right?
Yeah. And you kind of know what they like because you're always meeting in the group, right?
No, now you're talking about, I was talking about arrangement.
Arrangement, sorry, my bad.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was only talking about arrangement in the sense that, hey, or the dating, either way. But dating apps. Let's be clear.
Yeah, dating apps. Yeah.
Because I feel like, you would know first, and I think it puts you in a position to think that, hey, what do I like that I can even ask if that person... Sometimes you don't even think that,
Yeah. It doesn't even come to you, right? Because you're not in that situation. You're just going with those 10 questions or 15 questions that you wanted to get answered. And once you get it, you're like, okay, let's start dating. And then you realize, hey, I never thought about this. Or I never, thought about this. And, this is not something I'm comfortable with, or this is not something what I like about it. I think those things comes later on.
The other thing is now let's get back to the love marriage, right? Or the self-arranged, whatever you want to call it. The one thing I would say is the chances are you're going to date for longer. Even within that, you're going to date for a longer period, right? Do you understand? Like,
I know what I'm saying.
It's not going to, you're probably not just going to date for 6 months, or not for 3 months or 6 months.
Couple of years.
At least a year or year or 2 or 3 or whatever.
Yeah.
So when you are together with the other person for that longer of a time, you're going to fight. You're going to come up with the situation that, hey, you don't like it, or he doesn't like it, or she doesn't like it. You're going to come over with those things. So you already know those things.
Yeah.
And you're still deciding, hey, yes, there are few things, but I still want to continue, right?
You find a way. You overcome.
Yeah, you find a way because
obstacles.
Because you like that person so much that, hey, certain things doesn't matter.
Right.
So I think you have...
It's like fighting for it, right? Like you're like, yeah, this happened. This was uncomfortable.
Like, instead of finding out later, you already know.
You already figured it out before you move forward. And then you can...
At that point, you also have a choice. Hey, do I want to continue?
Exactly.
Or I don't. And then if you decide, hey, I don't want to continue. Okay, fine. That's it, right? Done.
Yeah.
And dust it. But you decide, no, this is still a minor thing. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Because obviously I like this person, love this person this much. This little thing doesn't matter. And you're going to have that in your mind that, hey, going forward, this is how it's going to be. And that's completely fine with me, Yeah. So I think you have that flexibility in love marriage, because I think you experience things
that earlier than after the marriage.
You usually have a longer period before you actually get married.
Yeah, I agree. And
so I think that's little, I feel like...
I think it's not just the experience, it's how you came together. Right? Like how both of you address that situation in a particular way.
And how do you overcome it?
Right, yeah. Like, okay, we fought, but then what?
Now what?
Like, how did you resolve? Was it...
Are you not going to talk to each other for like a whole week? Or you want to be like, okay, fine, few hours, or like be done with it. Like you come with all those things.
Yeah, and how did you communicate? Like, like that's another thing. Like, ego is gonna clash, and then you're gonna go home, and then if you talk to the wrong person, then wrong thing comes in. Your mind,
like
right?
if you go home and talk to
call
your best
friend, right? Like,
or
this happened,
But then that also tests you, because you spoke to. Let's go, like, if I went back and I spoke to somebody and they said something in my mind, but is that feeling like is it overpowering than the feelings you have for that person, right? That also tests you between those two. That
also tells you like how much of an impact the new person has has on you versus your best friend.
Yeah.
Right? Like who weighs and who's giving you the right information or the wrong information. So I think that also makes a big difference.
Yeah.
And I think the other thing is, do you want to take your best friend's advice at that time? That person doesn't even know the full situation, is just hearing one side of the story, and you want to decide like whether this is worth moving forward or just, call it off. I think that's also important. You also have to see how each person comes back to the resolution table saying, okay, well, yeah, I'm sorry this happened. And other person say, hey, I'm sorry, how I reacted or whatever it is what builds a stronger foundation, right? That, even though this happened, I'm not too happy, but I'm really happy that the way it got resolved.
Yeah.
Right? Like how you took that approach.
I think you also have a chance to see the patterns, right? I feel like in some couples, only one person says sorry no matter what, right? So, I mean, I don't know. I mean, thank God it doesn't happen between us, but...
Nah, I'm just joking.
Yeah. But what I'm trying to say is like, hey, like, you get all that, I feel like, way ahead before you kind of get married. Well, not kind of get married, but before you get married, you get to experience all that, right? So you have...
Before you move in or whatever it is,
Like, do you want to continue with that? Like, hey, only I'm saying sorry. Or like, only, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know exactly what you're saying. And I know the exact
yeah.
couple that we know of that. Oh, well, this person never says sorry. No. And then we already hear it and we're like, look, as far as you guys are happy and you're figuring it out.
And that's a love marriage.
Yeah, that was.
And then they were like, okay, you knew what you were getting into. So it wasn't like, it happened after.
Yeah, exactly. You knew exactly what you were getting. And the dating period for them was pretty long too. It wasn't like a short period. So it's funny that we have seen this different example in front of us in all these years. So it's funny to put that here now when we are talking about these things. Like, we never talk about this way of thinking. Like, we never sat down and talked on this topic before. So this just came so naturally and so well.
New about me still.
Exactly. And we are still in the sync. So that's also good. But I like that you covered those points, right? Because I think many relationships, they just don't want to go there. That, how did we resolve? Or, why are you not saying sorry? Or why is she not saying sorry? Or why he's not saying sorry, ways, right? Yep.
I think that's when the ego comes, right?
Yeah, the ego clash.
So if your ego is that up high for either way, right? Could be me or you.
It's not a female male. It's just the ego.
Yeah, I feel like then you want to rethink, whatever relationship you are in. I feel like you have to rethink.
Are you putting your ego above me or the relation or like...
And that's like a red flag.
That's a major red flag.
For any relation, whether it's arranged marriage, love marriage, dating app.
Even in friendship, right?
Oh yeah,
Not just the love or marriage. Even in friendship, if the person that you are friends with, their ego is always like, I'm better than everybody and I'm never going to say sorry. I think that's going to be an issue.
It wouldn't last long, I think. Any relationship with that ego.
Yeah. And we have seen there are people who are super egoistic and they're still in a relation and we're like, how the heck the other person is
putting up
with this. This is, and we have seen public insult, disrespect and crossing the line whenever there is a chance. Sometimes I felt like, they're intentionally doing it because it just makes them feel a little bit better because they can't do that at home, or even they might be doing it at home and there's nobody to hear it, so they ignore it. But that is one big thing that whenever you're dating or if you're getting the arranged marriage done, you gotta check the ego clash.
I think the best way to put it is, okay, fine, you fight, you argue, whatever. How do you resolve it?
I think that's the thing. The resolution is the biggest thing.
That's the number one, I feel like, just to see these, like, it cannot be only one person always saying sorry. It has to be mutual understanding at the end of the day. Yes, you can get angry. Yes, you can, have disagreements, but somehow you have to find a way.
You have to.
Yeah.
Otherwise, what happens is in a longer run, the person who's not speaking up is going to build up this thing and it turns into a volcano and it's just going to, erupt one day, and then it's going to create such a massive
Or it could be that person would never say anything and just take everything in.
Yeah, but
then yes, it
everybody
can come
has a
out
limit,
negatively.
right? Like it's gonna come out at some point.
Somewhere, yeah.
Like if you, let's say this person is taking in, they're just married. Now the kid is involved.
Oh yeah.
And if that affects to the kid, I think at that time they're gonna take out
kids,
everything that build up, because
kids,
now you did it to me,
And they
that's
get
fine, but
affected
you
too.
don't do it to kid. I think that's when it just gets very messy.
Yeah.
Because now you have kid involved. You never spoke all these years, so it built up on you. The other person never respected you. I think ignoring red flags earlier will lead to a very messy situation in longer term.
I think and I'm pretty sure they must be doing it too, right? I feel like when they make a list, and when I'm saying they means when they go for arranged marriage, I'm pretty sure they would have a list of what I don't want. But you can never,
But
you're not
it's
going to
tough,
argue
though.
either at that
That's
point,
what I'm saying,
right?
right?
Like,
In
okay, I'm
arranged-
meeting you first time. I'm not going to argue with you for the
Right.
first time. So that's also very hard until you actually get into your first argument.
Exactly. And that's my point is, like in arranged marriages, this kind of situation doesn't come because your period of dating is so short.
Short.
And then we have heard people telling us that
That they change after marriage.
right after the marriage, the person turn out to be a completely different person, right? Like the way they talk in front of the parents, the way they talk in front of the friends, the way they talk in person when nobody's there, all this thing is different, right? Like this person is completely different in all these three situations. So it becomes very tricky that people can trick you for many reasons.
Yeah.
Right. Versus in dating, you will usually stretch out the period that at least you'll have
only benefit
some fights.
Yeah. I think the period, I felt like if the longer you're with that person before marriage, it gives you a chance to know them better.
Yeah.
I think that's the best way to put it.
I think so. Yeah.
Whether it's arranged marriage or love marriage,
I think they
have
need
the
a longer
time.
duration.
I think they need not 3 months, not 6 months. If they can stretch it to a year, I would feel, because you can't fake it for a year. Nobody can. I feel like
You never know. I mean,
people could be crook. I get it.
Yeah, exactly. There might be some unique cases, but in a majority of cases, you would know that that's not happening, right? Like in 1 year or maybe a little bit more than a year.
Yeah.
Some way or some or other way, the reality is going to come out. So if they are going to try to hide it, they cannot hide it for that long. It's going to come out.
Something's going to come out. Yeah. So I think what you experience after, you'll experience before. Instead of experiencing right after marriage, chances are you might hear that before or experience that before. So
yeah, I think the dating period is important.
The period should be a little longer.
Longer, yeah.
But yeah. No more bringing cha or juice.
And juice or soda.
Or soda. Soda, okay, fine. Maybe
Rasna.
Soda might be better. Hey, here's your bottle of soda.
Nobody uses bottle anymore. It's all can.
That'd be so awkward too.
But that's the thing, right? Like the situation becomes very unique in arranged marriage versus the love marriage or the dating one, whatever we want to call it.
I mean, again, same thing. We are not saying which one's better. Like this is better.
We're just exploring this idea, like what can happen.
Like why? Yeah. Well, I think the way obviously we started is what was my take for the love marriage.
Yeah.
And if I knew I wanted it, and I kind of knew.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's what I wanted. Luckily, thank God it happened. But
I mean, again, we the way you said it, right? It's not that arranged marriages are bad. We're just kind of justifying that if they get engaged, then have a longer period before you actually get married.
I think that'd be.
And I think it's happening. I do think in India, people are taking a little bit of longer time than just.
And I think, even in arranged marriage, I've seen, and again, I don't know how many, but there are arranged marriages that, hey, family knows each other from like the longest time, and the kids kind of grew up together because they go to each other's house, right? Those cases, I feel like it's completely fine to even have 6 months period,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Because
Because they kind of lived through a
I think when they were
longer
little, they
time.
played together.
Yeah.
Like, all that, like that must have, like, and we know a few people who,
Yeah.
in that case, I feel like it's okay to have 6 months because you kind of know each other
Yeah.
too.
Yeah. And I think it's not just the childhood. You also went through the college phase,
Yeah.
and then after the college, when you
It's
start
like family,
working,
friends or something.
so
That's what I'm trying to
you're
say.
always meeting, and you always had that
Yeah.
rotation going on, right? So you kind of knew the person from the get go, like growing up. What was the personality?
Yeah.
How was the personality in high school?
Yeah.
How are
So I think
how are
that's
they?
easier transition
Right.
to get married and stuff. If
And I
that's
think
how the dynamic
I think
is.
those families are a lot closer because
Yeah.
then they would have talked about, hey, yeah, whether this person is seeing someone right now or not, and then ultimately, hey,
'Cause sometimes when they see each other from childhood, it's not even in their mind to get married, but then
it just happens. Yeah,
parents,
it just
you know,
happens
so-
sometimes.
And that's actually not bad either because then at that point, I don't think so. You need that much of a time. I think, but if it's arranged marriage, I feel like
Yeah,
year is definitely
yeah. I think it's a
Good.
good time frame to figure it out.
Yeah.
Are you getting? You're building the life with the right person or not?
And you're gonna kind of, when you get married, obviously back like you want to be. The whole idea is to stay together
Yeah.
for the rest of your life, right? It's not like that's.
I mean,
why-
if it's the wrong person, you
person,
gotta,
of course,
gotta
yes,
go
absolutely.
away. But
then you
at-
don't want to be in that relationship.
But you don't want smaller fights or smaller disagreements to turn into divorces. I think people needs to fight for the
I think
relation.
The ego, I think the ego is
the ego
biggest,
is the biggest
other
thing.
biggest
Yeah.
issue too.
So like you told me this and you said this and you did this and you didn't do this and all those things. But I think in either case, like
and
that can
comes with
happen.
the communication too, right?
Yeah.
The communication, the respect. I think all those goes
And again,
within-
in arranged marriage, we have seen people gaining more and more respect later on, right? Like, oh, wow, I never thought that, he's helping out or she's
Doing
taking
this.
this responsibility and, helping me out. So I think in arranged marriage, we have seen also that, their love grew as the year came by because
Then
they
see-
constantly found new things about the
each
other
other,
person. And it kind of made them happy. We're like,
Yeah.
wow, that's amazing. That's impressive, And then in the love marriage, we also have seen that sometimes it
it actually goes opposite too.
way. That, oh, wow, I never knew that.
Because we even know a few people, as I said, like even within, like, we knew they were dating and all that.
Yeah.
They dated the same thing. This is the other couple I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
But, and now they're like, oh, he used to party so much.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, she used to party so much, but now she doesn't.
Yeah, she doesn't want to go and
now
do
she doesn't
anything.
want to do. But hey, like, and obviously they have a kid, so you gotta understand. Yes, when you married, you partied, you didn't have kids, you didn't have other responsibilities. Yes, she's a mother. She has more. I'm not saying it should be both way. It shouldn't be only mom,
Yep.
changing or whatever. But you obviously have to be realistic that you are not gonna
100%.
party like you did before.
Yeah, it's not going to be like
It's
that.
not
Oh,
gonna
we're
be
going to
easy.
go
You're
party.
getting
or
up in the
anything.
middle of the night for the
Yeah.
kid. It's just a lot more. So
Yeah.
I guess both the way you have to be very understanding. And some
And I think in
things
this
are
case
also-
that you give the example is the guy who's not getting it, right? Like
Yeah.
as a mother,
In
you
that
go
case,
through so
so
much.
much.
Your body changes, your mood swings, your, sometimes.
and if
you-
she's taking care, I think the guy needs to take equally care of the child
yeah,
too.
of course.
So
But that's,
you can't be just partying after and
Yeah.
So and again, same thing. They dated
long
longest
time,
too.
yeah.
So you see that in
And
that
that's
as well.
those couples are so easy to spot at the party because the guy is drunk in most cases and on the dance floor, and
she's
the
mad.
wife somewhere else, and she's mad. It's like, oh, he's not even paying attention. And I think the disconnect is so wide there that you can clearly say that there is not a clear communication here.
I think that's the thing. So that's the right way to say it. They are not communicating.
Yeah.
Like, don't probably talk to him right now because he's drunk.
Yeah, but you
But the
gotta
next
sit
day
down.
you should have a talk.
And I think the way you talk or you start the talk is also very
yeah.
important, right? Like, oh my God, you were drunk, da da da. You're always getting drunk. Don't start with that. You gotta start with like, hey, listen, I want to talk to you
We should
about.
have another episode on that.
Yes.
Fights and resolve.
Yes, let's do
Resolutions.
that. That should be our next
Yeah.
episode. How to handle fights.
Yeah.
Or what kind
Our
of fight happens.
thinking of fights.
thinking of fights? Like, you're thinking about fighting with me?
No, I meant to say like, okay, so when someone must be fighting, if it was us, how would we resolve it? How would we fight
we should
about
note
it?
down like the fights we have witnessed, and then we should see like how do we resolve,
We would resolve
like,
it. Or like, oh, this is how we fight, and that's how we like, I think we should do a different episode.
we should
for that
definitely
one.
do that. I think next episode, guys,
Should be on
we're gonna be
fighting.
like about
Today was love and marriage, and now straight up we're going to the fight.
But I'm pretty sure that would be like the next question. People was like, how do you resolve fights? Like, how do you overcome? Like, who says sorry first? And I don't think so. We have a sequence of order that you know.
Don't
who
say it
says,
right now. We are doing other
No,
episode
we'll do
things.
the other episode on that.
Don't
one.
give it away yet.
But I think that's a good way to do it. Here are some of the stats I want to share with you guys. So let me pull that out. And I don't know if you know, Resh, but let's see. Okay. Here's the arranged marriage stats. Okay. In 2020, 68% of Indian couples said their marriage were arranged.
Okay.
Okay. In 2020, it was 68%. But by 2023, that number dropped to 44%. From
So
63%,
63%.
sorry, 68% in 2020.
Okay.
So out of 100, 68 marriages were arranged marriage in 2020. In 2023,
It dropped to 40.
there was 44. So
Okay.
below 50%,
Okay.
it dropped. So more and more people
Are dating.
are
and
dating
getting,
and getting like going that route
In 3 years, that's
in
a
just
huge jump.
3 years.
Yeah,
That's a
huge
big
jump,
drop,
yeah.
right? Arranged is not forced.
Of course not.
Right?
Yeah.
And there is a big
Myth about.
yeah, call it a myth, call it a misconception. I think in people in America, I think they don't get it. Arranged marriage is not your parents deciding you're getting married to this person. It is more of a background process that your parents does. They will go through society or the circle, the friend circle. They would find a good, valuable family. The family which has similar,
Upbringing.
the upbringing, the importance about jobs or education or similar kind of mindset. Then they will talk about them and discuss with other family or within the society. Hey, how is this family? What do you know about them? So they kind of do the background check
Before you get introduced.
you even introduce or put these two people in front of each other.
And
that
then
is
it's
the
up to
first
them,
step,
yeah.
right? And then second step is if they believe in astrology, then they will match those things and say, hey, based on the kundali, do they meet the minimum requirement or whatever it is? Yes, this is good pair. Then they put it together.
And at that
And
point,
after
if they
that,
don't like it, they don't move forward.
They
I know
don't
that.
move forward.
Yeah, that I know.
I think a lot. No, but we know that.
Yeah.
Here in America, I have seen there's a major misconceptions like, oh, well, your parents decided you're gonna get married. No,
that didn't even happen years and years and
years. Yeah, like
years
50
back.
years back, it wasn't happening.
No.
That maybe in a small portion of India, sure.
Or the town or something, right?
But
the village or something. Maybe.
That people needs to understand that's not what arranged marriage is. Arranged marriage is more of a bringing two families by doing a proper research on them,
values, yep.
similar values, and then put them in front of each other. So that's the one thing I wanted to kind of clarify. Here's the another fun stat about love marriages. In 2020, 69% of Gen Z Indians and 62% of millennials said they prefer love marriage over arrange. The shift is actually pretty real. So Gen Z and millennials are mostly married by now. So that's why the percentage is a little bit low. But 70%, 69% of Gen Zs tend to take the love marriage route. But in US, so this is just a specific to US content. The other one was more like in overall India and Indian family. Between 40 to 50% of the marriages ends in divorce. But that's not about love versus arranged. I think it's more of an communication and all that. And the crazy stat, and again, the stats are misleading, right? Only 1% of 1 to 2% of arranged marriage takes divorce.
Over love marriage?
Over love marriage. So love marriage is between 40 to 50% versus arranged is 1 and 2.
But again, this is for US?
They didn't specify if it's US or India or it's combined. But I think the arranged marriage divorce rate is misleading because there is a lot of other factors that involves.
Yeah.
The society pressure, the
family,
the girl's family in particularly forcing her to stay, saying, don't do this is not good. Or there are kids involved. So
I think kids are involved for any marriage, right? I feel like
not necessary. There could
if the kids are involved, regardless
if
whether
there
it's
are no
arranged
kids
or love
involved,
marriage.
then it would be a little bit easier for the two of them to call it off and move their different directions.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
If the kids are involved, majority of the time the
now.
female kind of gives up.
Yeah.
Right? Like the mother is the one who's like, screw it. I don't want to put this on my kids.
Yeah.
And that's how they stop. Right. All right. So the next, we're going to take a couple of questions that we got on this topic.
Okay.
So I'm going to ask you and I'll see what you have to suggest.
Me?
Yes, you're the expert now. Because you already know, you had the manifestation, right? That how you wanted to get married and live your life. All right. So first question is, my parents want arranged marriage. I want to find somebody on my own. How do I compromise?
You don't have to compromise.
I love the starting out that. Yes.
You don't have to compromise. Obviously, marriage is about, you and the family. I get that. But if you're not happy with the partner you're going to have, how are you going to, it's like domino effect, right? If you're not happy with the person, it affects you. That the parents can actually sense it. Parents can actually see it. It's going to then affect them. So number one, get this out of your mind. Marriage is not compromise.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yep.
You need to find somebody who you like, who you can get along. Yes, you may, obviously, the next step would be you have to convince parents for that. But at the same time, that's where the communication with parents comes, right?
Yeah.
That you have to express this to the parents that what you want. And if you find the right partner, you have to now convince the parents that
and I think in this particular case, the way the question is drafted by this person is like, my parents want an arranged and I want to find on my own. So I don't think so either party is ready.
Yeah.
Right? So they have a great opportunity here to just
discuss.
sit together and say and understand each other. Like why the parents want this way and why I want this way.
So find a balance, but doesn't mean you have to compromise.
Right. I think that's the thing, right? I think that kind of gave me, I'm like, why you're saying compromise? You haven't even started the process. So whoever sent us this question, we're
unless
telling
you're
you
already dating somebody and you know that, hey, the parents are, but it doesn't look like
No,
it.
it doesn't look like, because it says, I want to find on my own. So I don't think so this person has found someone and maybe the process is there, but I think the same way, it doesn't seem like the parents are forcing him. They just want the arrange. So I think for you, whoever sent it out this question, the best thing for you to do is just sit with the parents, talk to them, have an open discussion and understand why they want certain way and why you want certain way. And I think find a common ground. I don't think so there is a compromise needed here. I think there is a communication needed here. And I think that would definitely help you. So the next one is it wrong to use a dating app and not tell my parents?
Well, it depends how old are you, first of all. But no, you can. I don't think so it's wrong.
Yeah.
I guess it depends how your relationship is with your parents, right? If you have always discussed things and if you're easy to discuss things, it shouldn't be, and looks like it's not. And that's why this is the question, I think.
Yeah. He's or she is, whoever that person is feeling a little bit guilty. Because it's asking like, is it wrong? No.
No, but you have to be careful, right? It's not wrong that you're using a dating app, but when you're obviously meeting this person, whoever it is, you just want to be a little careful about it.
And I think another thing which, just like the previous question, why not involve your parents from the get-go, right?
Yeah.
Like if you wanted to use a dating app, tell them, hey, I wanted to use dating app. I want to try that avenue and see how things goes. I'll keep you in the loop. I think it's better to have this communication earlier than have the secrecy. Because then secrecy is going to hurt you later on. Because what if your parents starts talking to.
Or what if somebody just sees you somewhere and then, you said something wrong? I think you rather, I think open communication.
Just be open, yeah. Just be open with your parents. Yeah. Keep the communication. Don't keep it secret.
Even if they don't like it or they might, I don't know the reason, but at least you said it, you know? No need
you
to
can
hide.
you can say that, hey, look, I was very honest and open from the get-go. So you don't need to go out and start looking for, girl or a guy for me. Yeah. I am here doing my thing. I'm going to keep you in the loop and see how it goes. Let it evolve itself, but don't keep it as a secret. That's what I would say. Next one is, we had a love marriage and my in-laws still don't fully accept me. What do I do?
I mean, look, there are certain things you can't change, right? You try your best. Obviously, you're not going to be disrespectful, but as long as it's not affecting your relationship with your husband or wife, I don't know who the person is. So either way, right? It could be either way. Make sure it doesn't affect you two. I think that's the number one thing.
Yep.
And everything else, you be you and neutral and don't disrespect and just go with the flow, I think.
Yeah, I think the best way in this situation is don't put condition that they have to like you. As far as your spouse and you have mutual respect, you guys are on the same page and you know what value your spouse hold for you, I don't think so you need a validation from your in-laws.
Yeah.
As far as they are not disrespecting you, as far as they are not insulting you and you're doing the same thing to them, you can literally have an acquaintance kind of a relation with them that, hey, I know them, they're my spouse's parents, I don't get too close to them, I don't get too involved with them. And that will give you a much better relationship with your spouse rather than, trying to force the round peg into square hole. That's not going to work. So you don't have to do anything. Let it work. I think the
only one thing
is.
You should be doing is do not let this affect, get
between two of you. Yeah. And as far as you're respectful, your spouse knows that and he or she notices that, hey, you're always been respectful to my parents and somehow they're just not able to accept you, that's fine. It's not a big deal. I think that was the last question. So if you guys want to send us a question, we have our website, which is mirchmasalamarriage.com. Go on our website and drop in your question. You don't have to specify your name and we will always keep it anonymous. So you can send it to us, the questions like this one. Any questions that comes in your mind, we would love to involve and include your questions. We also are planning to do a full episode on all about your questions. So the episode is going to be answering your questions. So we'll have the mailbox, send it over to that, and then we will include all your questions. Back to our fun segment of this or that. This time it's the marriage edition. All right. I think the first one that I got, and I know the answer, arranged or love marriage?
Well, you already know the answer.
So it's a love marriage for both of us. I think I told you we both felt the process was something uncomfortable for us. So that's why it's love marriage. Meet through family or meet through apps?
Ooh, meet through family or meet through apps? Oh, gosh.
Friends or family, doesn't matter. It's digital versus real world.
But doesn't make sense. The question doesn't make sense to me.
Why?
Meet through friends or meet through family?
So that means you're meeting...
I would say friends.
Yeah, because you...
Because I think then this is who I am. You get to see... Not that I'm not like that with my family, but...
No, you do get it, right? Meet through app...
Please.
No, this is...
I don't like it.
Meet through app means that you haven't met the person
meet
on
through family.
any
if it's
other
meet
way.
Through app or family, then meet through
That's
family.
What I'm saying. It's either you get commonly, there's a common place, common friends, you meet them there.
Okay, meet through family then.
Right. Same for me. I don't think so I can do apps.
Honestly, you should be answering and you should be reading.
No, I mean, I just put these questions when I get them and then I don't read them.
Okay, fine.
Okay. Big fat Indian wedding or intimate destination wedding?
Ooh. Oh, gosh. Okay, I would do destination wedding.
Ooh, interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have the same thing.
Okay.
I
Ooh,
can't
see?
do big fat wedding.
Okay.
Just too many people.
Yeah.
I don't want,
I'm fine with
I don't-
people.
No. Like, I don't want big Indian fat wedding. You don't know all of them. It's because your parents wants to involve half of the gam that you don't
stick
know.
to this.
Okay. And that's how I see it. Move in with the in-laws or live separately but visit them weekly.
Live separately, but visit them weekly.
Okay, same for me. Honeymoon in Maldives or Kashmir?
Maldives.
Okay. Traitor. I mean, you've never been to Kashmir though?
No.
Okay.
I've never been to Maldives either. So there you go.
See, again, Bollywood. Bollywood's making all this impact, like Maldives is better. I mean, I'm not saying it's not.
Okay,
but
fine. Let's just speak Bora Bora.
Okay, we'll settle on Bora Bora. Let parents pick the wedding date, Mahurat and all, or pick it by yourself.
No, I'll let the parents pick it.
Yeah, it's not. I think it makes them happy.
Yeah, that doesn't matter to me.
Yeah. Last one. Share finances completely or keep some money separate.
Obviously, completely.
Yeah.
Share finance completely.
Yeah, I think that the more transparent you are, I think the better.
Yeah.
Yeah. To me, I think the keep money separately feels a little bit.
I think then I have to count too much.
Resh was like, I don't want to do too many calculations. It's easier. Just keep it in one account.
Yeah.
So in closing of today's episode, we just wanted to say, what do you want to say about love versus arranged marriage?
Honestly, it's not love versus arranged. I don't think so. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
I think they both are equal. They both are, but what worked for me and obviously you better.
Yeah.
I think both the marriages we know are successful. Also has a divorce, and it could be either way. But I feel like any marriage could be successful as long as you have great communication, right? Respect is a big thing. As long as you have those 2 or 3 things, any marriage is successful. And it's not. I don't see it as versus. Yeah,
I think it's.
I do not see that at all. It's like
you.
that.
Yeah.
But what I wanted or what worked for us was obviously love marriage.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Nice, very nice answer. See? I'm very impressed.
I'm good.
Yeah.
For me, cut this off.
No. So for me, I see it this way. And I fully agree with you. It's not how you met, it's how you live. Mm-hmm. Right? Again, as far as you are in agreement, as far as you guys like each other, you have respect for each other, you communicate well, and you always try to overcome the obstacle together. I think that is the most important thing in marriage. It doesn't matter whether it's arranged, whether it's love, whether it's self-arranged, whichever name you wanted to, give it to the marriage. As far as you're respecting each other, uplifting each other, and just enjoying the journey, I think that's what makes the marriage beautiful. So that's my conclusion.
Very nice.
Thank you. I feel very spiritual.
Why?
This. Or what is it called? I forgot the word. Not spiritual, but philosophical. I'm very philosophical. But with that, I just want to remind you all, we have our Instagram, Mirch Masala Marriage. We have our own personal accounts, which I'm going to link it so you can follow us on all the 3 different accounts, Racial Issues, The Patels USA, and Mirch Masala Marriage. And we can't wait to get your questions for our next episode. We will be dropping a story on our Instagram, also on our TikTok. So please look out for that. And whenever we send them, give us all the questions that you have. Next episode, I think it's going to be fights. So we're going to bring some spices, some
fights,
masala into the next episode about the marriage. So once again, thank you for joining us on this amazing Mirch Masala Marriage Podcast. Once again, I'm Abhi.
I'm Resh.
And we are going to see you next week. Bye-bye.